I have not one, but two new molds to show you today. This one has been out for a little while. Haven't had it on the channel yet. 2.3 inch epic Slaybait. Woo-hoo-hoo, it's a good one. And this one just came out this week, if you're seeing this video at its original posting. 3.1 inch epic Whip Wad. The Slaybait is a little bit smaller, and its tail is more of like a quick, tight action. The Whip Wad, yeah, she whips and she wads like mad. So I'm thinking that these two will be the perfect 1-2 punch for some time out at the King. And to be honest, I could use it because it's been a rough couple of weeks here in the Felder household. Let me get this plastic in. I'll fill you in on what I'm talking about. 2 microwaves, so we're gonna do both of these at the same time. 220, 1 cup, bait plastics, 242, low odor, ultra clear. I could use some refreshment because it's been a bit of a tough road here. Health problems for me, nothing too serious, just more annoying than anything else. My work is insane right now. And we had a vacation, prepaid vacation, lakeside house down in Tennessee. And my grandmother passed away right before we were gonna go do that. So I had to forego vacation, rightly so, and go up to Michigan and support my parents and pay my respects to my grandmother. I did love her. She was a amazing woman of God. So Wendy and the kids went down to Tennessee without me to take advantage of the house, since it was use it or lose it, which meant no fishing every day because we were right there lakefront. So anyway, I'm glad to have some sweet new molds to shoot with you guys, and I could just use some time in the shop and use some time on the water to refresh and have some fun. So hopefully you guys are game for that. We're gonna do 2 laminates today. I've got one using Hangman. We've done that before, kind of backed into a laminate using some remelt. That's gonna be the darker stained water color for today. Then I've got another one in mind, some stuff that I've never used before here. I've had it from Lureworks for a while now. That's gonna be the second laminate, and it will be for kind of a clearer water presentation. All right, both cups are ready. Here's our first one. Let me show you guys what we're doing here. So as I mentioned, Hangman, super color shift from Alpha Pigments. This is gonna be our top color. So let's go with 1/8 of a teaspoon for that one. We did this color when we made the my version of the Japanese dice, if you recall, not too long ago, and man, is it killer. I'm sure it's going to be awesome in a swim bait. Long time ago, we did it in a chunk swim bait, and it was good then too, but that looks really good. Maybe a little light, actually, so I'm going to add just a hair more, because these baits are small, which means you could use a little bit more saturation just to make sure you get the full effect. So that's closer to like a 3/16, like a 1/8 and a 1/16. Yeah. Reds, purples, just a gorgeous, gorgeous color. And the same thing as before, because I love it so much, this is the Hobby Lobby Champagne glitter, extra fine, 1/16 of a teaspoon of that. Boom. Oh yeah. Just enough sparkle. That's looking fantastic. So I'll put this one back in the microwave, give it about 10 seconds just to keep it warm. Our other one is ready to go. So for this one, I want a chartreuse belly. This is the remelt that I backed into, and it looked really good. So because Hangman is a powder, I want to use a powder base on this instead of just straight chartreuse liquid pigment. It just helps the lamination when you can use powder and powder, liquid and liquid. So I'm going to actually start out with Lureworks Sparkle Pearl. It's almost a translucent pearlized effect, but it gives you enough of that powder base to kind of help thicken things and give you the same viscosity. Another 1/8. Actually, you know what? I know this is a little bit more less blah, blah, blah. I know that this is a little bit more translucent and not as heavy, so we went with a full 1/4 on that one, 2/8. Stir that in first. Yeah, beautiful. This is really translucent. I can see all the way down through there almost. To that now we'll add our chartreuse, and I'm thinking a good 20 drops. There we go, like a pearlized chartreuse. I've used chartreuse powders before and they never work. They clump up terribly. Fluorescent powders just have never worked for me. Barlow's actually stopped carrying them after I bought some from him, and he mentioned the same thing Matt did. He said, we're not even going to carry those anymore because they just clump up and they don't really work all that well. So in the remelt that I was using, the chartreuse had a lot of silver in it and different things, and that looked good, but because the Hangman is kind of a darker, more natural type tones, I wanted to see what this would look like with a chartreuse pepper as opposed to chartreuse and silver. So pulled out the 015 black glitter, and we're not going to do much, only like a 1/16 of a teaspoon. My hope on that is that it'll just kind of dirty it up a little bit and play off of the darker tones on top. Make sure it gets all broken up. Yeah. So pearlized chartreuse pepper. I'm digging it. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. These are right at around 320. The back, these are obviously swim baits, so it matters. Back and belly, top and belly. So the back is to the left, hence, well, my left, you're right. Hence the color shift on that side. There we go. Whip Wad first. Woo! Got a little crazy on that. Oh, come on. There we go. We'll come back and poke those just to make sure that the cavities can draw. This is the 2.3 Slaybait. Neither of these have hook slots. Obviously the 2.3 wouldn't, but the 3-inch doesn't either. It's made for a jig head. Marling just did a video on all these, so if you haven't seen that, make sure you go check those out. And we'll go through and top these off just to make sure that they can draw. Same would be true down here. Poke those so they can draw. Okay, cool. Hopefully those look just dandy. Just getting the clamps off of these. Holy moly, I made a mess. That plastic was like everywhere. I don't know why either. Usually 320, it's cool enough that it'll kind of stay put in the block and doesn't go everywhere. If you shoot higher temps, it kind of flows easier. So if any of you all have any tips on how I can shoot these laminates better, especially these multi-port deals, without making a giant mess and losing all that, then definitely leave it down in the comments. Let me know, because apparently I need some help. But anyway, let's check these guys out. What do y'all want to do first? Whip Wad, 2.3. Since the Whip Wad is brand new, let's do that one second, and we'll look at the 2.3 first. We'll do it together. Will it all come out on one side? Probably not, unless we force it. There we go. Oh yeah. Ooh, baby. Man, I stumbled into this combo, and man, I am really digging it. Here's a close-up. Look at that. Of course, the Slaybait is fantastic no matter what. And I really like the dirty chartreuse in the bottom as opposed to silver. I was really hoping that that would be the case. I think it works better with this top color. Just kind of gives it that, I mean, chartreuse isn't really natural. There is chartreuse in some bait fish, but it just gives it that natural edge. 2.3 inches. I mean, tell me that crappie, bass, I mean, it doesn't matter. They are going to annihilate this little guy. I'm pouring 3/32 ounce jig heads to go with it, with a size 1 hook, and it comes out right about there. Well, I'm sorry, right about there. So it doesn't impede the action back in the back, but you can get a bigger jig head in it than like a 1/32 or even a 1/16. So it is going to be dynamite. Let's hope the Whip Wads turned out just as tasty. Time to find out. Get them pushed down all one side. Oh yes. Lamination all the way through the tail. Goodness gracious me, oh my. Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. Check that out. 3 inches, 3.1, right? Is that 1 millimeter? Yeah, 3.1 inches fully extended. So this body, I'm actually going to fish it with the same hook as the 2.3 that we just looked at, because this body is small enough that you can do that. So 3.1 inches, you know, if I was to compare this, let me get a chunk. There, that's the difference. So 3.1 fully extended, it does go beyond the chunk, but much thinner, right, than the chunk. Of course, that's the name, chunk, and definitely a more finesse type look. But this tail does crazy things in the water, and I just love it. All right, well, that was a successful first color, I think. On to our second, and this has that new stuff that I've not used before. Not new on the market, but new to me. It is fluorescent blue liquid pigment by Lureworks. Now, I know that liquid pigments, liquid fluorescent pigments, do not like hot plastisol. So what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna put this in the cold stuff, but we can do that while we warm up this guy. So let me get him in the microwave. Same stuff, 220, Bait Plastics 242, and we'll turn our attention to this guy. Fluorescents are also typically more translucent, so I think we can do a solid 20 drops of this, maybe even 25, and not really worry about it. So let's go all the way and do 25. There we go. Nothing too special in this one until we get it in the heat, right? Really see what the impact is. But to that, ooh, you know what? No, let's not. I was gonna go ahead and add some violet pearl powder from Barlow's, but let's do this part after it warms up. And ding, 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 there's our other ones. So let's swap them out. Second cup ready to rock and roll, and I can't think of anything better to do with a clear water presentation than a nice clear belly spiked with not one but 2 Hollow Shift products. We're going to go with San Andreas, which is part of the powder line, and then Azshar, I don't know how to say these things, but that one in the siren scales. First up, San Andreas Let's go with a 1/16 of a teaspoon of this stuff. It's not going to color the plastic. We know that going in. We just want some reflective sparkle. Yeah, that looks really good. Sweet. Now for the siren scales. And I am not going to be bashful. Shocker, I know. Going straight to a 1/4 teaspoon. Oh, it's so light, always blows away with my fans. Sounds like our fluorescent is ready to be checked on here. We'll do that in a second. Do we need more? Because I have an addiction. Maybe? I don't care. Let's do more. I'm in a mood for sparkle. 1/8 more. Give or take. I'm going to block it with my body so it doesn't blow away. That should be sufficient even for me. I just love this stuff. I mean, I just love it. There we go. That's looking good. Sweet. So let's check on our fluorescent. We'll put that one aside. So I got it out, stirred it up, wasn't quite ready. Put it in for another 15 seconds. And yeah, I think we're ready to put the flake in. There's what she looks like before the flake. Very translucent, as we figured, even with 25 drops, but like that color, it's gonna look dandy with our belly that we just did. Here's the pearl violet from Barlow's that I showed you earlier. 1/8 of a teaspoon to start. See what that looks like. Violet is a blue-purple kind of combo, so I thought it would be nice to add that here. Get some blue when certain light hits it, but then you can see purple in that flake when other light hits it. And I think I want just a little bit something more. I'm thinking some silver, holographic. Toyed with doing this as the plan from the get-go, but wanted to see it with just the pearl. So let's go with a 1/16 of holographic silver. I think that'll be just enough. Yep, that did it. I like that a lot. Just enough extra sparkle. Of course, the holographic gets you a number of different colors in there, primarily silver. I think we're ready to shoot. All right, we're ready to go. 320, right around there for both of those plastics. See if we can, well, I was going to say not make a mess, but no guarantees. It is what it is. And for those wondering, I don't keep pushing on it after I come up from a sprue. I let all the pressure go, so who knows why it's doing that. This is working out a little bit better though. Alright, we'll come back and poke those like before. That was the Whip Wad. Oh, beautiful. Do I have glitter on my nose? I thought I just saw glitter on my nose. The last uncut, I had this glitter stuck in my eye. More than one person mentioned that, so now I'm like all paranoid looking at the viewfinder. Do I have glitter on my face? Anyway, these are cooled off. Let's take a look. Once again, 2.3 inch Slaybait to begin. Oh baby. Did I do that? Ups. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? I shot it upside down. Frick! Did I mention it's been a long couple of weeks? Okay, let me just show you, and then we'll look at the Whip Wads. Flippin'. Okay. See that beautiful blue belly and the... well, it still looks really good. And I'm gonna still fish the crap out of them. I don't know. Oh. I don't know that the fish will really care all that much, but man, it does look good. Check that out. Can you visualize it? Can you see it? Can you see it how it's supposed to be? Yeah. Pretty killer combo. Let me actually get one out. There we go. Golly, I can't believe I did that. Tag nabbit. I do have extra, so maybe I'll shoot some more and just let you see it. But that looks pretty dynamite. And I have to say, I mean, it's not the end of the world. Would that fish? I think that would fish. Let's see if I screwed up the Whip Wad as well. This is the back, so the clear stuff should be on top. No, the back. Well, that's probably why I screwed it up. Yeah, I reversed these as well. Something in my brain said put the clear stuff on top, but it looks really good. You can see the lamination through the tail, the blue on the bottom. But you can see that clear lamination between, and then the top just kind of, I was hoping that this hollow shift would play off of the blue, and it does, just not where it's supposed to. I think I have enough for another shot. I'm gonna try that again. Hey, blue is on top! That was how it was intended to be. Very cool. Check that out. Oh yeah. For a clearer water, or if the sun's out, let the sun reflect off of that siren scale. I've talked about that, how crazy it is. And this tail, I mean, it's like a helicopter back here. Goodness gracious, they are going to smash this guy. Father God, last time I was out here making a video with my friends, I prayed about how you are good regardless of our circumstances. Little did I know that in just the days to follow, the next 2 weeks after that, were going to be rather difficult for me. But that doesn't change anything. I affirm what I prayed before, and I declare it again today, that you are good regardless of our circumstances. You work all things for your glory, for the good of those who belong to you. And I appreciate that, God. I love you for it. I thank you for your faithfulness in every circumstance in life. Even when I don't understand it, I do thank you and I trust you. Thank you for this landowner that has given us access to these beautiful ponds. Thank you for my friends on YouTube that can join me for this today. I pray that you would be blessed and honored in all that I do. And it's in your name, Jesus, that I pray these things. Amen. We've got ourselves a beautiful, gorgeous day here. I got the pedals in, but I kind of felt like paddling. Got all the baits with us, of course, but I also brought a custom bait made by a friend. I am blessed to own quite a few custom baits. I have them hanging up behind me, if you see that at my desk in the other videos. I brought one of those out because I thought, you know what, it'd be fun to bring one of those each time I go out, or as often as I think of it, and fish that as well. So this one was made by hand by Papa Red. So he's a good friend of mine, met him on Instagram. He's got a YouTube channel, doesn't do a ton on it, but I'll link that below. And of course you can find him on Instagram. Makes a lot of tasty stuff. And today I brought the top water jointed wake skunk. How about that? I think we're going to catch one on it. But first, let's try out our Whip Wad. There it is with the head. Isn't it looking good? Get it in the sunshine here. Check that out. Looking fantastic. The color shift on top never looked better. Chartreuse belly, little dirtiness in it. I think it's going to catch them, and I can't wait to catch one on it. We are in the shallow section of this pond, so the water heats up, which means the shade is going to be, look at that. Oh, got hit as soon as I put it in that shade. Shade's going to be key today, I think. Oh, way. Oh, I took my tail. Son of a bean eater. There's one. Not a giant, but it gets us on the board. Failed him ticket and then take off running with it. Just a little dude. There we go. What a beast. Absolute giant. Well, maybe they moved out into the deeper water just a hair. Not as much action right here as I thought there would be. So we'll go a little deeper. Come on, eat it. There we go. There we go. That one came twice. Better. Still not a giant, but definitely better fish. Come here, buddy. No net required for you. I ate it good though. Check that out. Right where you want it. An absolute slobber knocker once again. Tell you what, with that, let's switch out and go to the Slaybait. I have another idea. I brought some underspins made by our friend Joe over at Bait and Tackle. So given the dirty water here, this jig head may not be quite enough for them to key in on it, and a little underspin, maybe just what the doctor ordered. We're gonna fish my other one with a jig head first. See what they think of the Slaybait. And there she is with a bluegrass color shift Barlow's powder paint. How good does that look? See it in the sunshine there. Kind of a blue to green. That'll be a nice accent. And that belly, all that shimmer. Oh, look at it in the sunshine. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Hopefully, even with this dirty water, all that reflective goodness from the hollow shift and the siren scales will penetrate through and catch the attention of somebody just like that. First cast. How about that? This feels like the best fish of the day. Oh yeah, by far. It's time for a net job. Come on, come on. There we go. Still not a giant, but definitely best one of the day thus far. There we go. Long and skinny. Thanks for eating, buddy. All right. Oh, shoot, that didn't take long. One cast. Siren scales, guys, I'm telling you. I mean, the bait's awesome too, don't get me wrong, but there's something special. When the sun is out and you're fishing siren scales, good things happen. All right. Back up off of this. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Second cast. I wasn't even paying attention, and it's a beautiful bluegill. Look at this guy. I couldn't even fit the bait in his mouth. Man, bluegill are awesome. Feisty. Man alive, they fight so hard. Awesome. Holy moly. Spared you guys the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I got a wind knot of some sort in my rod, and it put the line underneath of the spool, and it just spun up on the post. Needed a whole new leader because it got all cranked up and nasty. I thought, if I'm gonna put a new leader on this thing and the wind is blowing so hard, let's take advantage of it and move over to Joe's custom. This is his design. He made this mold underspin. There it is. How about that? Now he has a screw lock on that come on it. He sent me a bunch of them. I'm not a screw lock guy. Sorry, Joe. So I cut all of those off, especially with a bait this thin, but it looks just fine and will work quite nicely without it. It's gonna blow so hard, the sun is out. Let's take advantage of it. Throw something with a blade. I'm assuming all of you know who Joe is, but if not, Bait and Tackle YouTube channel. He is, oh, there was a bite. Yeah, there we go. They like the underspin, Joe. I'll link his channel down below just in case you guys haven't seen it for some reason. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, a lively one. Holy moly. Settle down, dude. Jeez Louise. Maybe the underspin was the ticket. Still not a giant, but we'll take them. Oh, there's one. There's one. That last one tore up my plastic. So I swapped out to the blue Whip Wad. See if they liked it. Came to the other side of the pond for something new. And sure enough, they like it just fine. There we go. Another one on the bait and tackle underspin. An epic Whip Wad this time. Well, we've caught them on every bait color and 2 different jig head designs. Let's say we check out this little bonus wake skunk. How cool is that? Once again, Papa Red right there, Papa Red 23, handcrafted wake skunk. And I'm thinking where we started, over in the shade, that might be the deal. There we go. Oh, that was cool. One on the Papa Red. Oh no! Ah, I lost him at the boat. Well, that just means we have to keep fishing it. Darn. There we go. There's one. Let's see if we can keep this one on the hook. Papa Red delivering. Oh, I hooked one hook in him and I failed again. Ah. Oh. Oh, there's one. There's one. Came right off of that tree with a bad cast. This is a better fish too. Come on, get in the boat this time. Get in the boat. Woo! We got one on the Papa Red. And it's a good one too. Best one of the day. Just like I said, over there in the shade. Whoa. Took a while to find him, but we got him. Today, this was just what the doctor ordered for me. A fun day out on the pond with baits that I made and baits that I get to fish from guys that I know that make some pretty awesome stuff. So thank you once again, Mike and Joe, for the underspins. Thank you guys for coming along on the journey today. Do hope you had fun watching it, and until the next build, see you guys in the shop.